Assalamu alaikum, my dear students. I hope you are doing good by the grace of Almighty. This is your teacher Shazda Akhtar Asma, lecturer, Department of English, Government Tularam College, Naranganj. As usual, and welcome to today's online class arranged by National University. As usual, today I'm again going to talk about your course 17th and 18th century non-fictional prose, and the course code is 231105. And the title of my today's class is Bacon's Thought About Truth in Of Truth. So today I'm going to talk about Bacon's essay of truth, and particularly I'm going to talk about what Bacon thinks about truth. Okay, so my dear students, let's move to next slide in order to start our class. I hope that you are focusing on your study and try to take preparation for your examination. Actually, as I said in my previous classes, that Bacon always deals with some realistic things about common aspect of our life and also about some abstract quality of our life. So in this essay, he talks about the abstract quality, truth. So what does he say? Let's start our class. Numerous people are there in the world who change their minds frequently. They do not seek truth and consider that fixed beliefs are a sign of mental slavery. So here actually we can get a definition of truth. What does truth mean according to Bacon? Truth is something which we need to seek. We need to find out about something. For example, what is the truth behind the creation of this universe? Okay, and our Bacon wants to say that people in this world change their mind frequently. They do not stick to one particular idea, one particular belief. And because they think that sticking to one particular belief or if on a fixed belief is a sign of mental slavery. Mental slavery, that means that when a person don't try to find out truth or don't try to go into the deep of something, don't try to find out something, and if a person becomes fixed on a particular thought or on a particular idea about something, on a particular belief about something, he thinks that his mental condition or his mind is slave to this belief, to that idea, or to that thought. This is the thought of our Bacon. And whenever they think or take decisions, they use their free will. They stubbornly ignore every belief. Whenever they think or take decisions, they use their free will. They stubbornly ignore every belief. That means they take truth or take any decision or consider anything firm or true according to their own wish, according to their own will. They ignore other belief or every belief. They don't think that everything in this world is true, okay, or firm. They try to find out the truth according to their own wish, according to their own thoughts, own intelligence. Okay, so certainly there be that delight in giddiness and count it a bondage to fix a belief, affecting free will in thinking as well as in acting. These are the lines from Bacon's essay of truth, and Bacon here says that people does not like to stick to one belief. They think that it is a kind of bondage, a kind of mental slavery, as I said before, and they try to think freely, and also they try to act freely. Okay, and second thought which here our Bacon expresses is that men give effort and energy to find truth but they abandon truth after finding it and prefer to stick to lie. So it is really, I mean, paradoxical, ironical, whatever you say, that men try hard, work hard to find out the truth about something. But when he finds out the truth at the end of his endeavor or at the end of his search, he abandons that truth. He does not accept that truth. Instead, he liked to accept the lie, or he liked to stick to the lie which he previously had. Okay, so he has a kind of forbidden love to lie. This is our Bacon's thought. This is really very interesting. He says that man has a forbidding love, a kind of attraction, infatuation to lie. That means man loves to lie. Man loves to accept lie. Man can't accept truth always. This is the thought of our Bacon. So what does Bacon say about this in the following lines? These lines are from his essay of truth. We can see here what does our Bacon say. But it is not only the difficulty and labor which men take in finding out of truth, nor again that when it is found it imposeth upon man's thoughts, that doth bring lies in favor, but a natural though corrupt love of the lie itself. So what does our Bacon say? Our Bacon said that, but it is not only the difficulty and labor which men take in finding out of truth, nor again that when it is found it imposeth upon man's thoughts, that doth bring lies in favor, but a natural the corrupt love of the lie itself. So man has a kind of love with lie, and man, although man search truth and man work hard, or man spend his energy, time in order to find out truth, but at the end of the day, he accepts lie instead of accepting truth. This is the nature of human being. Okay. So later, what does our Bacon say? Bacon say that some Greek philosophers once tried to find out the reason common men tell lies. It is comprehensible that poets invent lies for the sake of art, and the purpose is to give readers pleasure. Businessmen tell lies for the purpose of business, but common folk lie because they like to tell lie. So some philosophers from Greece, once upon a time, tries to find out what are the reasons behind common human beings' infatuation about lie, about common human beings' love about telling lie. They can, there can be a reason behind the poet's inventing a lie, because he has to write down a poem by using those lies. A businessman can tell lie or uses lie because he wants to prosper or he wants to flourish in his business. But in general or common human being, common men tell lie because they like to lie. They like to tell lie. So this is actually very interesting, which our Bacon is expressing here. Okay, one of the later school of the Grecians examineth the matter and is at a stand to think what should be in it. I mean, what could be the reason behind man's infatuation or love for lie? That man should love lies, where neither they make for pleasure as with poets, nor for advantage as with merchant, but for the lie's sake. So poet, they invent lies or they use lies in their poems in order to give pleasure to his readers. A businessman tells lies because he wants to be successful in his business. But common human being or common folk, they tell lie only to tell lie, because they like to lie. There is no other reason behind this. This is the thought of our Bacon. Next, our Bacon says that Truth depicts everything very honestly, faithfully, and transparently. There is no place for extravagant praise, superficial description in truth. Truth depicts everything very honestly, faithfully, and transparently. Okay. So, I mean, there is no place for extravagant praise, superficial description in truth. Here, our Bacon tries to justify behind man's infatuation for life. What does he say? He says that, our Bacon says that man loves to lie. And why? Because truth does not express, does not hold any extravagant praise, any superficial description which can, which can impress or which can make a person happy. Truth is honest, faithful, transparent, which can be sometimes bitter to some person, which which can be sometimes unpleasant to some persons. Okay, because it does not, truth does not say anything extravagant praise, anything superficial description. I mean, truth does not express anything which is not true in order to make people happy. For this reason, people can't always accept truth. So emperors, heroes, military commanders, and other men and women of prominence are described with the minimum laudatory language. Laudatory, I mean praise language, praising language. So generally, emperors, heroes, military commanders, and other men, women who are in high position, who have a social status, they usually receive praise or flattering words from people around them. They are not true. Most of the time they are not true. They are lie. But they love to receive those kind of, lie or false praise. Okay. And truth builds no artificial aura of greatness around them. If people used to say, or if people say truth about them, what kind of people they are, or then it would not be easier for them to accept, because they are genuine, they are truth. Okay, they are not artificial. So truth can't never be artificial. Truth can't never accept, can never deliver any artificial false praise in order to please people. For this reason, people sometimes can't accept truth. As truth don't pour unrealistically praise, it appears in a diminished form, as if it is a candlelight in front of people. So people think that it is not important. Truth is not important. Truth is like a candlelight. Okay, it is not so bright. Why people think candlelight means the light from a candle, the light which shine or come out from a candle is not so bright. Okay, so people can't see the honesty, the transparency behind truth. They find truth something like the light of candle, something which is not bright, which is not, so significant. They don't think that truth is significant. They don't think that truth is sparkling. Okay, false or false praiseworthy words are, significant in front of them. False praiseworthy words are bright in front of them. But I can't tell. The same truth is a naked and open daylight that doth not show the mask and mummeries and triumphs of the world, half so stately and dainty as candlelights. But I can't tell. This same truth is a naked and open daylight that doth not show the mask and mummeries and triumphs of the world. So, half so stately and dainty as candlelights. I mean, here he expressed the same views that as does not this, tooth does not have any mask, any triumphs or mummeries. I mean, it does not give you any false hope. Truth does not give you any false hope, does not have any mask. It is open, it is naked. But lie sometimes can give people false hope, can give people false pleasure. For this reason, people find lie, bright, significant, and people can accept lie. But people can't accept truth. Why? Because they are naked, they are true, they are transparent. They sometimes tell or reflect bitter reflection or bitter truth about a person. For this reason, people can't accept truth. Next, what our Bacon here wants to say, Bacon say that a pearl shines in the day, a diamond or a carbuncle glow at night, giving an unreal feeling of light in the midst of total darkness. So pearl shines in the day, diamond or carbuncle glow at night, giving an unreal feeling of light in the midst of total darkness. So what pearl shows or what light a pearl shines, it is true. But the light which a diamond reflects or the light which a diamond shows, it is totally full of darkness. Truth is like a pearl. It shows what is visible to the naked eye. It can't show anything by lighting up something unrealistically. So pearl reflects true light, but diamond reflects an unreal feelings of light. It is not real. The light which come out of diamond is not real. It is not real, but it is bright. It is expensive. Diamond is expensive than pearl in our eyes. Why? Because it gives us a false, unreal feeling of light. But the light which come out from pearl is real. So our poet, our Bacon wants to say that truth is like a pearl. Truth is like a pearl because truth is real. Although it shines in the day, and it shines in the day and it provides a realistic light. It shines in the day and it provides a realistic light. For this reason, truth is like a pearl. But diamond shines at night and it provides us an unreal feeling of light. It does not reflect a real light. It just gives us a feeling of light. For this reason, it is like light. Truth is like a pearl. It shows what is visible to the naked eye. It can't show anything by lighting up something unrealistically. So our pearl does not show anything unrealistically, does not present anything false, but diamond presents everything real. Only falsehood has that capacity, like diamond, to make something apparent in total darkness. So our Bacon says that only falsehood has that capacity, like diamond, to make something apparent in total darkness. So truth, is pearl. Truth is like pearl. It shows or it shines a real light, but falsehood is like diamond, and it shines a false light. For this reason, diamond can be apparent in total darkness. Truth may perhaps come to the price of a pearl that showed best by day, but it will not rise to the price of a diamond or a carbuncle that showed best in buried light. Okay, this is the thought which our Bacon reflects here. He compares truth with pearl and he compares falsehood or lie with diamond. So next, what does our Bacon says? Our Bacon says that a combination of both lies and truth has the potency to please humans more than only lies or only truth. So if people combine lie and truth, it can please people more. which only truth or only lie can do. Only truth does not please human beings so much, or only lie does not please human beings so much, but a combination of both lie and truth please human beings much. Bacon paradoxically suggests the utility of such combination of lies and truth. Utility, I mean practical aspect, the use of the combination of both lie and truth in society. If you want to please people, you have to combine truth and false praise. Okay, so if everything is portrayed in their true colors with no addition of superficial praise, flattering comments and allusions, the society will appear drab and indolent. So everything needs to be combined. Every truth needs to be combined with superficial praise. Superficial, I mean shallow, which is not true. Flattering comments, the same, which is not true, but which is used in order to uh, please a person. And allusions, I mean allusions is all those comparisons with great things, the comparisons of a person's personality with great things, which may be not truth, but people love that kind of false praise. So if we don't mix these kinds of false praise words or flattering comments or allusions with truth, this world or this society will appear indolent. I mean, not so bright or so sparkling or so interesting. Vanity induces creativity, energy, and intellectual activity. For example, if a poet is not felicitated or prayers is not rewarded, how will they be motivated to reach higher levels of accomplishment? So what our Bacon says? Our Bacon says that, for example, if a poet is not felicitated or a prayer is not rewarded, how will they be motivated to reach higher levels of accomplishments? So even our Bacon says that a player who is awarded for his play or for his achievement in the sports, it is not also truth. He wants to say that it is also false. So this kind of false award should be given to a player in order to motivate him to play more. Okay, and while showering praise, use of certain amount of unreal description of one's feat is needed, and at the same time a person need to receive unreal description of his achievement. He should be awarded for his achievement in order to be motivated, or in order to be inspired to do good, to do more good, and to do better. And at the same time, he also needs to receive some false or unrealistic description, flattering words about his achievement, which can motivate him to to work hard more. He will be more ambitious in his profession if he gets this kind of praise first from his from the people around him. So here our poet just tell us the utility of lie words or false praise, the utility of false flattery comments. Okay, so otherwise the praise will be ineffective. Otherwise the praise will be ineffective. It will not be such effective if you don't mix up truth with lie. Okay, so a mixture of a lie doth ever add pleasure. Doth any man doubt that if there were taken out of men's minds vain opinions, flattering hopes, false valuations, imagination, as one would, and the like, but it would leave the minds of a number of men poor, shrunken things, full of melancholy and indisposition and unpleasing to themselves. So if a man does not get flattering hopes, vain opinions, false valuations, I mean, all the false praise or false things from people around him, he would be melancholic. he would be sad, he would not be inspired, he would not be happy. So in order to please a person, in order to make a person happy, in order to make a person motivated, sometimes we need to shower false praise, false flattery comments about his achievement. So next, some very elaborate man. Some very elaborate man, what happened? Some very elaborate means a respected man of great wisdom denigrated poetry, saying it contained lies. So some very, respected person or wise person around the world criticize poetry. Why? Because those people, those wise people, those respected people think that poetry consists of lies. Poetry reflects lies. So they felt the poet adds fiction. Fiction means which is not truth, exaggerations, allusions, etc. to his poem to impart it some charm and attraction for the reader. So in order to make his poems attractive to the reader, in front of reader, a poet adds some false story, made up some false story, exaggerated description about something, exaggerated praise for something, allusions in his poems, so that the reader can be attractive and the reader wants to read those poems. Bacon says most of these lies actually may not stay permanently in the mind of reader. So most of the time those lies does not exist permanently in the mind of reader. However, a part of such falsehood does get embedded in the reader's mind, impairing the sense of the readers. What our Bacon wants to say that although all these lies which a poet invents or uses in his poems would not exist in the mind of readers for a long time or permanently, but some part of the lies could be imparted with his mind forever, and it can affect negatively his sense. So this could indeed be a sad consequence of reading poetry. So here our Bacon telling us the negative impact of lies which usually poet uses in their poems in order to make those poems attractive in front of the reader. And our Bacon says that these kinds of lie has a bad or sad consequences. One of the fathers is in great severity called poesi binum demonum, devil's wine. So one of the fathers in great severity, some person calls poetry what? Devil's wine. Devil's wine, because it fills the imagination and yet it is but with the shadow of a lie. But it is not the lie that passeth through the mind, but the lie that sinketh in and settles in it, and that doth the heart, such as we spake of before. So our Bacon wants to say that some people compares poetry to devil's wine, which has which can make a person drunken or something. So all these lies do not exist in a person's mind for a long time, but for some time these lies could settle in a person's mind and it could hurt a person. Okay. Okay, next we will talk about some more ideas, some more thoughts of Bacon about truth. Next he says that lies undoubtedly deprave the mind. Truth, on the other hand, remains unblemished always. So lies has a negative impact in our mind. Okay, but truth will always remain unblemished. I mean, truth will always have a positive impact on our mind. It is absolute. Truth is absolute. I mean, it will never change. Absolute means something which will never change and does not lend itself to differing interpretations. I mean, people can't give or provide different interpretation of a truth. Truth will always be absolute. I mean, it will never be changed. Inquiry of truth is a romantic pursuit that demands indulgence of the pursuer. I mean, inquiry of truth, when a person search truth, he have to be, he have to be patient, he have to give his time, energy for a long time. Knowledge of truth means, and it is called, searching truth is compared to romantic pursuit, is considered romantic pursuit by our Bacon. Knowledge of truth means owning this unique gift. When a person has knowledge about truth, of something, then it is a unique gift for that person. It is something extraordinary. Having knowledge about truth. When one reposes absolute faith in truth, the feeling becomes very enjoyable. It symbolizes the ultimate good of human nature. When one reposes absolute faith in truth, the feeling becomes very enjoyable. It symbolizes the ultimate good of human nature. What does it mean? It means that when a man has faith in truth, he does not only search truth, but he has also faith in truth. That kind of feelings become enjoyable. It symbolizes the ultimate good of human nature. It symbolizes the ultimate good of human nature. Okay, so you have to, a good human being has to keep faith in truth. Okay, so but howsoever these things are thus the man's depraved judgments and affections, yet truth, which only doth judge itself, teacheth that the inquiry of truth, which is the love-making or wing of it, the knowledge of truth, which is the presence of it, and the belief of truth, which is the enjoying of it, is the sovereign good of human nature. So here our Bacon tells about different aspects of truth. When a man searches truth, it is kind of lovemaking. This experience, searching truth, is like the experience of lovemaking, and having knowledge of truth is the means the presence of truth in a person's inner self, and the belief of truth, having the belief or faith in truth, means that a person is enjoying the truth, a person is accepting the truth, and at the same time he is enjoying the truth. And all these qualities shows the good sides of a person's human nature. Later he says that when one stands in the sea beach and gets to see ships being rocked violently by the winds, it becomes a breathtaking experience. So when a person stands on the shore of a sea and when he experiences the scenery of a ship which is being rocked or which is being moving by the violent winds, it becomes a breathtaking experience. That means it becomes an amazing experience, an extraordinary experience for that man. In the same way, one can stand by the window of a high castle and watch the fight raging below. The fight raging below. This also is a unique experience. So when a person stands on a high place, castle means, you know, a kind of building. So when a person stands beside a window on a high castle and watch the fighting which is happening under his window, below his window, This is also a unique experience. And in the same way, when a human being can realize truth, can realize or can find truth behind an incident or behind a thing, he can feel as if he stands atop a high mountain, enjoying its beauty and bliss. When a man can realize truth, or when a man has knowledge of truth inside him, he experiences the feelings that he is standing on the top of a mountain and he is enjoying the beauty around him, around the mountain. But attaining such an exalted status, exalted means high status, the status of achieving truth or understanding truth or searching truth or finding truth, it is a kind of high status, okay, for our background, must not make the man to feel proud. When a man search truth and ultimately achieve truth, he should not be proud of that experience. Instead, he should be humble and bending towards others. Instead, he should be humble. He should not be proud. He should engage in charity. When he will find out truth, he will share that with others. Charity means giving something to someone, some other person. So when he will find the truth after searching, or after hard work, when a person finds the truth, he should share that truth with other person around him. This is the charity. Okay, so here we okay. Next, our poet tells that theosophical and philosophical truth belong to a certain domain. While dealing with our day-to-day mundane matters, daily matters, one finds it difficult to stick to the truth always. So our Bacon says that philosophical truth, I mean theoretical truth, is a different thing. But when we deals with our day-to-day life, our daily life, a common life, one finds it difficult to stick to the truth always. Even if a person wants to tell truth always, it becomes hard for that person to tell truth always, to speak the truth always, because sometimes he has to compromise with some unpleasant situation by telling lie. Sometimes he needs to compromise. He needs to compromise, or he needs to keep a balance in the society. And at that moment, he might need to tell a lie. So it is not easier to speak the truth in our common life, common day-to-day life. It is really very hard. Okay, so to make his business and dealings smoother, he mixes some lies to his dealings. So what does a person do in order to adjust with his day-to-day life, his daily life? He make his business and dealings smoother. He makes some lies to his dealings. Then he starts to tell some lie. This at times appears to be a practical necessity. It is a practical necessity. It is a real. He is here. Our now talking about real life. This is a practical necessity. A person can't do anything except telling lie in order to do some business or something. So although he might succeed and emerge a winner, such conduct is vile and degrading. So our background is not supporting this kind of telling lie. If a person tells lie in order to achieve something in his business or in his life, our background considers it a bad deed, a misdeed. Okay, he does not consider it a good thing. He thinks it is vile, it is degrading, it is the degradation of his morality. A person should not tell lie in order to achieve something in his business. It is like an alloy where a foreign element is added in small quantities to a metal like gold and silver to give it more strength and toughness. So here with another example, our Bacon wants to show the consequence of telling lie in business or mixing lie with truth. It is like mixing some other metal with gold and silver in order to make the gold strong and tough. You know, when jewelry is made, some other metal, some copper or something else is added with gold in order to make the gold strong, because gold is not so strong. Actually, it is it is a very soft and light metal. It is not so strong. So in order to make it strong, sometimes the jewelry makers add copper with gold, okay, or brass. So however, such alloying robs the silver or gold of its luster. So sometimes such kind of mixing metal with gold can tarnish the quality of gold. Of such gold is a expensive metal, you know, so it can harm the quality of gold sometimes. So it is like a snake that moves on its belly always and can never stand up erect and upright means holding your head high because you are morally good and sound. So it is like a person who tells lie in order to achieve something in business. He's like a snake who always walk or moves on its belly, who can't stand. A person is like a snake when he tells lie in order to achieve something in his business. This is why eminent men like Montaigne declared that falsehood was universally degrading and loathsome. So Montaigne, a famous person in the world, he said that falsehood or telling lie, it is degrading, it is morally degrading, and it is full of hatred. People should not like it. People should not accept it. Next, our Bacon says the consequence of telling lie. What would be the consequence of telling lie? He says that when the day of the judgment arrives, a person who has lied all his life cannot face good God and will be punished for his guilt. So God, the Almighty, would not accept lie. He would always punish. He will always punish a person for telling lie. It has been said that gradual erosion of moral values in the world will slowly drag the earth to a state where faith ceases to exist. Our Bacon says that if a person continues to tell lie, one day his moral values will be removed. He will lose his moral value, or people of the world will lose moral value, and faith will no more, or trust will be no more in this world. If people continues or resumes to tell lie, faith or trust will not exist in this world anymore, and people will lose their moral values, and there will be moral degradation everywhere. We can understand that. So surely the wickedness of falsehood and breach of faith cannot possibly be so highly expressed as in that it shall be the last peal to call the judgment of God upon the generations of men. So here in these lines, our Bacon says what is the consequence of telling lie. Okay, here he is expressing the same thought which I have talked about a few moments ago. So later, next, I'm going to talk about some sample questions from this essay. In Francis Bacon's Of Truth, why did Bacon say that truth may come to the price of a pearl instead of a diamond? I mean, why he compares truth with pearl, not with diamond. Diamond is more expensive than pearl, but here our Bacon compares truth with pearl instead of diamond. What is the consequence of telling lie, as mentioned by Francis Bacon? Francis Bacon in this essay says about the consequence of telling lie. I have already talked about this. And next, what is common people's attitude towards truth? You know, Common people search truth, but they don't stick to truth. They love to accept lie. When is lie mixed with truth beneficiary for people? Our background says that sometimes mixing lie with truth is beneficiary. And I have already talked about this in my today's lesson. You will understand what I am trying to say. What are the characteristics of truth and what impact does it have on man? What are the characteristics of truth? What are the qualities of truth and what impact it has on man? So you will find the answer of all these questions in my lesson, and try to prepare the answer of this question. These questions could be given in your question paper in the form of short question. I hope that you will have. I hope that you will understand, or you understand my today's class, and you will prepare the answer of these questions. Thank you, my dear students. I'm looking forward to joining you in my next class. Till then, take care. Allah Hafiz.